the words I'm going to use, the words on this side of the table are primary stress only. The words on the other side, like in number 2, they contain secondary and primary. I'm going to go to the board and show you this. Let me show you what I mean by secondary and primary stress patterns. Here, emphasis is on this syllable alone, this very first syllable. Here, emphasis is on this first syllable and second and third syllable. So what we're doing here is to help you understand how to use secondary and primary stress patterns of English. Here we have on using Okenwa stress scales, we have educate. If you add D, that is if you inflect, you still get educated, the same stress pattern. But if you're going to add T-I-O-N here, education, there's 2 stress patterns. One is primary, one is secondary. Now see how it works. When you said educate, the stress syllable, the primary stress, was on the first syllable. If you say education, the primary stress will shift from first to third, meaning that all words of English that end with C-A or A-T-E, all words of 3 syllables in English that end in or with A-T-E, they are stressed on the first syllable. When such a word, in English, all words of 4 syllables that end with T-I-O-N are stressed on the 3rd syllable or on the penultimate syllable. Why is it penultimate? Penultimate means this should have been the last. This is the last. This should have been the last, but this. So because this is the last, this follows. This is penultimate. We also have anti-penultimate, which I'll let you know later. But in the meantime, I am not teaching you this for exams only. I am teaching you this for your own personal use. It's not that difficult. Schools don't take secondary stress. It's unfortunate. So here, what we say is educate, education. This is education. Here, this is up, minus, up, plus, down, down, unstressed, unstressed, stressed, stressed. So, what do? We say education. Don't make it education. Here is j. This is what you have here. Education. Educated. Education. So you're going to use the same pattern. Come down here and see. Here, the capital letter indicates stressed syllable. This is unstressed. This is unstressed. Educate. The same thing here. This is the scale showing how it is pronounced. This is the word rendered ordinarily. Then, remember, when it was here, the stress was here. Here, this primary stress here will shift from first syllable to the second. This second syllable, this first syllable now becomes secondary. The third syllable becomes primary. Remember, it was here. This was primary. Here, primary. Educate. If you do plus D, you have educated. Educated. It doesn't change. It's still the same stress pattern. But where it changes is here. The primary will shift from first syllable to the third. This first syllable here will become secondary, meaning this is strong, but this is stronger than this. This is louder than this, as in here. This is louder than this. That's the point. So one more time. Educate. Educated. Education. Now we'll go to my book, where you have very many of them. From there you can learn. I'll pronounce them to you, bearing in mind that I've done the analysis for you on the board. So whatever progress you make should be based on this. So after this, we'll now come to the board again and do words of three syllables that are stressed or that have their primary stress on the second syllable. That time we'll do with that first syllable and do with the second syllable. So let's sit down. Okay. We've looked at education. So we'll go. That was number one. Number two says aggravate. Remember, once you hear eight, A-T-E, it must be eight, not et, as in Nigerian English. Aggravate. Educate. That's bad English. You want to accuse me of not being educated. You say, look at you, you're not educated. How can you accuse me of not being educated when you are still in the dungeons? As I was saying, that I have done the analysis on the board as on how you can recognize words of three syllables that end with A-T-E, that they are stressed on the first syllable. They can also be stressed on the second syllable. So when it comes to that one, the second syllable, I'll tell you. But now it's about words of three syllables that end in A-T-E that have their primary stress on the first syllable, as in educate. Now, the way we use it is we use the base word, that's the root word. We inflect with ed. We're still under primary stress. They will now, after that, we inflect to tion. So words of three syllables that end in ate. All words of three syllables in English that end in ate are stressed on the first syllable. Then if you add one more syllable to it, that's a tion, it will begin to have secondary and primary stress patterns. But if you simply add d to the root word, the stress pattern is still the same. I'll show you how. On the board I did educate plus d, educated. If you remove the d and then make it tion, you now have secondary and primary stress patterns. Education. So the same thing is in the book, because what I'm doing here on the board for you is an extract from the book. Okay, we say the first vowel is educate, educated, education. Aggravate, aggravated, aggravation. Imitate, imitated, imitation. Generate, generated, generation. Even generator, the gen you use in your house is not generator, it's generator. Generator, that's how it's pronounced. So after generate, where's generate, generated, generation. From generation to generation. Not from generation to generation. That's bad English. We want to do this to generate funds. No, you don't generate funds. You generate funds. We generated funds. We generated funds. Okay. Number 5. Meditate. Meditate. Meditation. I was meditating. Well, I took some time to meditate over it. Well, after I had meditated, I decided to do otherwise. You know. Number 6. Dedicate. Dedicated. Dedication. Number 7. Laminate. Laminated. Lamination. Number 8. Terminate. 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 Terminated. Termination. Number 9. Separate. Separate can be a verb. It can be an adjective. So if it's an adjective, it is pronounced separate. But as a verb, separate. We were separated in the crowd. Okay, so separate, separated, separation. Number 10, defecate, defecated, defecation. 11, occupy. This is a bit different from the what we arranged, but it's okay. I just thought I should mention it. It still falls in there. Occupy, occupied, occupation, occupation. Listen, occu is different from occu. There's a palatal there. It's the palatal that makes it occu. Remove the palatal, you get occu. So the right thing there, for you not to have a phonetic problem, it should be occupation. You are occupying my seat. Occupied, occupation. Number 12 says organize, organized, organization, American, organization, British. So when you use that word, it should be organization. I'm a member of this organization, not organization, which is American. Of course, we're coming to use words the American way and the British way. We'll see the differences in one of the episodes. So be patient. Okay. Next is number 12, indicate, indicated, indication. There are indications that he was lying. I mean, he wouldn't do as he's promising. Then 14 will say implicate, implicated, implication. Do you know the implications of what you're doing? Well, somebody got implicated, not implicated or implicating. It's implicated, not implicating. I was implicated. You were going to implicate me. You just had me implicated in something wrong. Okay, next is number 15, liquidate, liquidated, liquidation. Activate, that's number 16. Activate, activated, activation. If your SIM card has a problem and you want a new SIM card, you buy it, get registered, and along the line, they say you will be activated later. But what I always hear is that they say that you'll be activated. Activated. Why do we do that? Is it because you can't say it, or because you're wicked, so wicked that you don't want to do anything right that concerns English? Or is it that you don't have enough intelligence to reacclimatize, or you're not amenable to change? What about me? I didn't go to the US. I didn't go to the UK. I am just one ordinary person, yet I'm able to teach you this. No one taught me what I'm teaching you. Not one person. I have never attended any seminar on this. But I sat down to see how these people use it. I said, okay, I can use it the same way you use it. Of course. Yes. I want to be able to speak English and flow up and down. No one taught me all that, because I wanted to know and I know it, frankly. So that enables me. I want to speak English. I speak it fluently. I mean, I express myself as if I were a British person. The difference is that I don't have British accent or American accent. I don't. My accent is a bit of a hybrid. I mean, when I wanted to speak English when I was growing up, I said, okay, look, each time I heard people speak English, it was always sounding funny and disconnected. So I wanted to know where that disconnect was coming from. I said, okay, I was going to investigate. And then in the course of the investigation, I found out that it's a deliberate thing by black people not to pay attention to what needs to be, taken seriously. We are flippant. Okay. Whatever reason you have for not doing well as a user of English, it's your problem. But I'm telling you, if you wanted to do good, you could do the same thing. You could do good in this language. I mean, we're stuck with the language. Some people say the language is going to go. It's not going anywhere. It came before your fathers. It was here, and your fathers left. And you are still here. It is going to be here by the time you left. I'm sorry, by the time you leave, excuse me. It is going to be here by the time you leave. So why don't you enjoy it while you can? Let's move on now. It says, this one says, okay, we said activate. Please, when is it going to be activated? Like I went to renew my DSTV account. I'll